guys still having fun? Yeah. All right, we only have 14 more comics before we bring on your headliner. Guys are looking at his watch. Walking Dead is 9 minutes into the Walking Dead here. Missing it. We're going to have a lot of fun. I want everybody that's in the bar right now to get inside here and sit down. All you guys, get your drink. We have a great bartender in there. Give that young lady a big round of applause. She's doing a fabulous job. Everybody that's inside and outside, come in here and take a seat. We have our headliner on, and he's the reason we're here tonight. I want you to put your hands together for this very funny comic because he just became a semifinalist at Governor's Comedy Club in the Long Island Laugh-Off, and he's truly funny. We like him a lot, and he's in costume. I don't know why. We'll find out. Please put your hands together nice and loud for Mr. Jim Tepedino.
What's up, guys? You guys having a good time? Les gusta mi disfraz? You like my costume? Been really kicking myself in the ass about this costume. I went down to Party City and I bought this. It was $40. And I feel like I could have just gone on down to Home Depot and asked one of the Mexican guys outside if I could borrow some of their clothes. I guarantee they would have done it for 20. They probably would have thrown in an authentic bottle of tequila instead of this little prop bottle I have here. Although it's very Halloween-y, so we're gonna roll with it. Keep it going. I love Shaker's Pub. I'm from Oakdale. Come down here for the open mic on Mondays. What's really funny is if you go in the men's bathroom, you look up, you sit down, and you look up, and there's this like oversized painting, like 17th century art. There's like a little violin and a piano and little pieces of fruit and a fireplace. And then I looked down at the ground and I saw una cucaracha, ya no puede caminar. No, that's a lie. This place is real nice. I love the owner, Nika. She keeps it great. Thank you for letting us have our show here, and thank you to Evan Weiss and John Piazza. Let's give it a round for having this show tonight on this rainy night. So I'm really grateful, guys. I'm really grateful to be back on my feet. I was in an accident about 2 years ago. I had to learn how to walk again. I'm walking about pretty much normal now, except for a little bit of a limp, but at this point I think it's just commonly confused with swag, because that's what I'm all about, obviously. But after having spent 3 months in the hospital, I definitely have a different view on healthcare, in particular with nurses. I always gave nurses a lot of credit. They work real hard, they got long shifts. Yeah, okay, nursing there. But I'm going to tell you guys, there's always two sides to a coin, because not all nurses have blonde hair with big tits that give you sponge baths and hand jobs all day. It's not like the old days. And not all of them are even women either, I found out. I remember one time it was time to get cleaned up. I asked the nurse if she could help me out. She told me she was going off shift, but that she would send Leslie in to help me out. So I was waiting there in my bed patiently for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I heard somebody come in, and I heard, "James, bed 2B, my name's Leslie, I'm here to give you a sponge bath." I swear, my butthole never puckered up so quick in my life. I was like, "James? Never heard of him. You got the wrong room, buddy. You better turn around and you go find that James." So I was driving around recently, I saw this sign that said, "Helen Keller, Services for the Blind." Who is that sign for? That's it, that's the whole joke. That's all you get. It's a funny story, I was doing a show recently, someone came out to me after the show and they were like, "Jimmy, you should really be careful with that joke. Someone that's blind in the audience might have a problem with it." So I encourage anyone that's blind in the audience that has a problem with that joke, you come see me after the show. So, have you ever been able to tell that someone's very good in bed just by looking at them? Besides me, of course. So this woman recently, she had a beautiful face, a gorgeous body, but she looked like the type of woman that would just lay there in bed, like a real cold fish. But she was so beautiful that I found myself just staring at her for the better part of an hour. I swear it was the longest wake I'd ever been to. But in her defense, she did have a really nice box, so it's gonna be like that here tonight, people. I'm gonna be 35 next month. We're doing comedy for about a year and a half, and a lot of friends and family have asked me, so, "Jimmy, why did you decide to get into comedy? Why comedy? Why now?" And I thought about it for a while, something I always wanted to do, definitely not getting any younger. And I think I'm getting too old to go back. It's a midget porn at this point. I think the window of opportunity has closed on that. But yo, the good thing about midget porn was my cock looked huge. And those little midget hands. They used to call me Cockzilla. Look it up, people. It's a real thing. Canta y no llores. So I work in insurance. Spend a lot of time on the phone with these call centers. I was thinking the other day, like, why is it that would you like to speak to a customer service representative is always the last possible option offered by the call center. And they always offer you these like real absurd options, like if you'd like to make a payment, press 1. If you'd like more information about opening an ice cream shop in France, press 2. If you'd like to speak with the man that vacuums our office, por favor, opriman unos 123. But then you finally get somebody on the phone, right? And it's someone calling from like the furthest possible point on earth from the place that you're calling from. And they always try to use like a real American name, like we don't know you're from another country. I had this guy call in the other day. He was like, "Good morning. My name is Sam Morgan. I'm calling from Citibank." I was like, "Good morning, Sam. My name's Sanjeev." He was like, "Sanjeev, are you Indian?" I was like, "No, I'm Italian Puerto Rican, but my mom has an extreme fondness for quality technical support and customer service, so that's where that name came from." But then there always comes a point in the conversation where it's time to spell something out, right? Like a name, a place, or a town. And we always use the same things, right? Like A for apple, B for boy, C for Charlie. So I was like, "Sam, that's F as in phone, S as in psychology, O as in hors d'oeuvres." After about half an hour, I had this guy so frazzled, he was like, "Could I please just speak to somebody that speaks English?" I was like, "Now you know how it feels, Sammy boy. Now you know how it feels." Speaking about people from other countries, I know everybody's real hot to trot about blowing up North Korea. And I'm not saying I'm with it, I'm not saying I'm against it. I just say we really weigh out our options before we make a move. And I'm going to tell you why. Stay with me. Saw a show on CNN the other day, Inside North Korea, and I gotta say that is one of the cleanest countries I've ever seen. You could literally eat off the street. So I say before we go blowing up any place, we should start heavily recruiting a new race of cleaning ladies. Let's have the Hispanics take a break. I say we put into action Operation Put Down Your Chopsticks and Pick Up Some Broomsticks. "Hey lady, follow me this way. My room needs cleaning. Real long time." Alright guys, now before you get your panties in a bunch about this being a racist joke, it's not a racist joke against all Asians, or even all Koreans, just North Koreans. Because at the end of the day, my fiance still needs somebody to get her nails done with. So, make any moves there. My mustache is coming off, guys. Yeah. Guantanamera. Alright, so we're going to switch gears up. So, the sheep actually has the most human-like vagina out of any animal in the animal kingdom. Which I thought was a disgusting fact. At first. Until I went down to the local petting zoo and I was like, "Burp that shit up." Alright guys, this is highbrow stuff here at Shakers. Sunday night, rainstorm. Sheep vagina. I think you guys are ready now for this. Transvaginal mesh, let's talk about it. Have you guys seen this commercial? It's a class action lawsuit. Have you or anybody you know ever been hurt by transvaginal mesh, bladder sling, pelvic sling? Honestly, I had no idea that this was such a problem. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't even know what transvaginal mesh was. I did find out that it's something that goes into the uterus after you've had a bad childbirth or whatever it is that you're into down there. But I thought transvaginal mesh was like a permanent diaphragm for like the whore on the go. Woman goes to the doctor, she's like, "Listen, doc, I'm gonna level with you here. I'm banging like 20, 30 guys a week. I don't got time to be prepping the diaphragm, putting the diaphragm in, taking it out, cleaning it. Just give me the fucking mesh." You know, sometimes I feel like even more people should laugh at that joke. But then I was thinking to myself that the people that aren't laughing are women that are like, transvaginal mesh, you say? Like, where you headed with this? I don't care too much for your comedy, but you're an idea man, and I like that. Yeah. So, just got engaged.
Sorry.
Yeah. For me or for her? She's right here. She's a little Minnie right here. She's so beautiful. She's a little Minnie Mouse. She's a wonderful girl. She's never done really anything wrong. She's a real innocent soul. But actually, you know, when I proposed, it was actually at a show. I was my first headline experience, and I was doing this, and then at the end, I called her up, and this story about like how we met and everything, and I proposed. It was really awesome, and it's all videoed, and it's great. It was sweet. And then on the way home, we were just getting something to eat, and we pulled in. I was ordering some food, and I was like, "Sweetheart, do you want something to eat?" And she's like, "Nah, you know what? I'm not hungry. Let me just get a Diet Coke." You know what? Screw it. I just got engaged. Make it a regular Coke. True story. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever heard? Aww. And it's so much different than how I would have handled it in the past. I would have been like, you know what? I'm not hungry. Let me just get a Diet Coke. You know what? Screw it. I just got engaged. Make it regular cocaine. Subject has come up about having children in the not so distant future. And she asked me, like, would you be open to the idea of adoption? And if we weren't able to have a child naturally, and to take it a step further, like some of these celebrities like Angelina Jolie, Madonna, are adopting kids from different countries, different races. She was like, would you be willing, for example, to raise a little African boy? And I was like, hell no, stop right there. There's no way I'd be willing to raise a little African boy. Not because he's black, but that little bastard have a bigger dick than I have. This mustache is not destined for my face. Should just let the shit grow out, right? Come on. So I like to wear designer clothes, like to look good, obviously. Yeah. But I never really realized how expensive some of these clothes are. And I'm not talking about like Kenneth Cole or Calvin Klein. I'm talking like Gucci, Ferragamo, Armani. I was in an Armani store recently and I went to try a shirt on. I went into the dressing room and tried it on. And as I was trying it on, I got a glimpse of the price tag, $600 for a shirt. So I tried it on, and the way I threw it at the woman that works in, she came running after me, and she insisted that I buy it, just because I had a few stains up on the chest and lower back area. And I was like, listen, sweetheart, if I'm gonna take off all my clothes and drape something over me that costs $600, I gotta be sure I could take a few loads to the face. And frankly, it didn't live up to the task. You just go put that shit back in a rack. This joke is dedicated to Elizabeth C.V., the librarian. There's a period of time where I didn't have internet access, so I used to go to the library during lunch to use the internet. And I know the library has a lot of rules, but I was hungry, so I would bring in something to eat, something to drink, and I would hide it in my bag, and I'd be on the computer, and I'd be taking little bites, little sips, little bites, little sips. And then this librarian came over to me, little librarian. She was like, excuse me, sir, you're not allowed to watch pornography in here. This is the library. I was like, I don't see that anywhere on the sign. You're gonna have to be more specific about what I can and cannot do in here. Expect me to figure these things all out on my own. A lot of people are ordering things directly from China now, try to save some money. Had an ex-girlfriend that wanted me to order sex toys. I figured, what the hell, and give it a shot. So I ordered one of these extra large vibrating dildos, extra large ones, from China. It was 4 inches. But that was 3.5 inches bigger than what she's used to, so everybody made out on that deal. No, Jimmy, you need some consistency in your act. 'Cause a few jokes ago, you were a cockzilla. Now you're making fun of your penis size. You gotta get your story straight. People want facts. That's why they come to comedy shows. Yeah. Despacito. Wait a second, that's a Puerto Rican song, not Mexican. Ah, we're all the same, aren't we? Fucking mustache. So, it's true, I used to do a lot of drugs. I wasn't very good at anything when I did drugs, but I always like to think like what I would have been good at, you know, like in terms of a career path. And I think that when I did cocaine, I definitely would have been good at sales. Because I was able to talk a lot. I was able to stay up real long hours, and I was able to sell just about anything. In fact, I sold everything. I sold all my shit, my family shit, my friend's shit, my neighbor's shit, stolen shit. I even tried to sell a Shih Tzu once. Called up my dealer, I was like, yo, how much can I get for a Shih Tzu? It's a fucking pedigree. Stole will suck your dick. Alright, that last part is unfounded, but I imagine he would. If you put some peanut butter on it. I heard. I was a very paranoid drug user. I think that all drugs have their own type of paranoia, but they all have a common thread. Now stay with me. I think they all have to do with either laughing or talking. Like, for example, when I used to smoke weed, I used to think that all my friends were laughing at me. When I used to sniff coke, I used to think that all my friends were talking about me. When I used to drop acid, I used to think that all my friends were laughing hyenas. When I used to smoke crack, I used to think that all my friends were... All right, let's be honest. At that point, I didn't have any friends. But I did look out the window a lot. And that's gotta count for something. Ancestry.com. Is anybody done Ancestry.com out there? Anybody? It's okay, this is a judge-free zone. If you wasted your money, I won't judge you. What a waste of money. I don't know how this became so popular, this idea. I mean, I think that knowing where your family comes from is something that most people know a good deal about, right? I mean, like barring certain exceptions, like you were adopted or your mom's a whore. But for me, it wasn't really too hard to figure out, right? Like when I go see my dad's side of the family, we'd go and have dinner on a Sunday. We'd have dinner about 3 o'clock. Lots of spaghetti, fish. Everybody's yelling with their hands. Statues of Jesus on the front lawn. And then I go see my mom's side of the family. We'd be cooking up rice and beans if we had enough food stamps that day. But somehow we had enough money for 600 Puerto Rican flags, which was interesting. But I don't know, I think everybody should get Ancestry.com a try, just so that we could disprove that part of the population that says they're like 5 to 10% Native American. Does everybody know somebody like this growing up? I used to know this girl, and she was like, I'm 60% Italian, and 33% Irish, and 7% Cherokee Indian. And I was like, listen, little girl, just because your mom banged a drunk in the back of a 78 Grand Cherokee does not make you Native American. All right, guys, you guys have been very fun tonight. I hope you guys have had a good time. Did you have a good time? Yeah. All right, thanks again to Evan Weiss, John Piazza, and Shakers. Have a good night, guys.